of glamour, cutting through the competition, and going to the topmost position, Miss World America. It's not easy. Not easy. And while this looks glamorous, awesome, the journey was never easy. It's never easy for anybody. But some people, it's harder than hard. And Shri Saini is an example, living example of how to make impossible possible. Despite all the challenges that you have in life, your goal, your focus should be set and you pursue that dream. We are talking about heroes. We are talking about warriors. Yesterday we had Mr. Senegarji, our warrior. We called it real heroes of life. There are also heroes of life in different fields. And people who really fight against all the odds and become the number one person, 71 years of history, first person to become Miss World America, Shri Saini. So I wanted to introduce her, we wanted to introduce her, but I thought it would be good to hear her story firsthand from her, first directly from you, so that you had no background. What you know about her is a glamour and the topmost position. We should also understand how to get there, what challenges she faced, how she overcome them, and where she is right now. So perfect brand recognition of what we are trying to do here. So with that, Shri, if we could please request you to come up stage. Let's hear from her journey as well as the story that will inspire all of us.
Shri Saini is the first Indian American Miss World America and Miss World first runner-up in 71 years. Miss World is the largest international pageant, affiliated in over 143 countries. This title was previously won by Priyanka Chopra and Aishwarya Rai. Shri first dreamed of becoming Miss World at the age of 5. At Miss World, she wowed the judges with her dance routine, interview skills, and life story of overcoming heart surgery for a pacemaker implant and surviving facial burns from a car accident. Out of hundreds of nations, Shri placed first runner-up and won the highest service award. Shri's message is about persistence, optimism, and creating a positive impact. She has volunteered with over 100 nonprofits, completing over 302 service projects, and been invited to speak in over 34 US states and 11 countries. Shri graduated from the University of Washington while being a visiting student at Harvard, Yale, and Stanford University. This year, Shri's family became the Miss World National Directors and will be hosting the national pageant on October 5th in Washington State. Be sure to follow Brown Ballers for more exclusive content and stories just like this.
Steve, if you could please come up, please. So I'll request Sunil Patilji to come up stage and give her a bouquet of flowers to honor her. Sunilji came from Bharat, Gujarat, been here for last 10 days, working silently to help us out on all fronts. And Sunilji, if you could please honor her, I would appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for that lovely introduction. I'm going to get flowers. I'm excited. I'm tall. Okay. Well, hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Namaste. Sat Sri Akal. My name is Shri Saini, and I'm so honored to be here for the 350th coronation of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. I want to first thank Vijay ji, powered by his beautiful wife, Preeti ji, and Ruhi ji, and all the volunteers here for coordinating my travels. I live in Seattle, Washington. My full name is Shri, so I call Seattle Shriattle. And I was born in Ludhiana, India, but my family moved to Jakte Fateh, I'm a Punjabin. And my family moved to the United States when I was just 5 years old. So I've lived just north of California in Washington State. But the seed and the dream of wanting to become a Miss World was planted in my heart when I was just 5 years old. And I remember watching Miss World in the living room with my mom, and we all know about Aishwarya Rai and Priyanka Chopra. But the purpose behind me wanting to be Miss World was the impact that these contestants made at the Miss World competition. Miss World has 143 contestants. And so when I was selected to be Miss World America, I competed with 51 states. I was the only Indian on that stage. So the odds of me winning were 1 out of 51 girls. And in order to even get to Miss World America, you have to win a city title. So I'm a former Miss World America Seattle, and then Miss World America Washington, and then I became Miss World America, then became Miss World runner-up. So it was a 20-year-long dream. At age 5, I had the dream. I was like, Mom, maine Miss World marna hai. And when I was asked in preschool, aapne kya marna hai, I said I want to be Miss World. And in that video, there was actually a picture of me in a tiara where I dressed up as Miss World for Halloween. So, everyone has those dreams. I want to be a cricketer, I want to be a Miss World or a movie star, but sometimes we kind of let go of that dream, but that's okay. Everyone wants a career shift. They realize the lifestyle might not be as glamorous on TV, so everyone, chooses a different occupation, and I do also do real estate, and I have business acumen, and I want to do both public speaking and then help my father in his several businesses that he has up in Washington. But I never wanted to let go of that dream of wanting to become a Miss World. But in the US, I had to be Miss America. I was no longer eligible to even be Miss India because I was an American citizen. So I knew the only route I had to go to Miss World was to be a Miss World America. But my journey had so many challenges, but because of that purpose of wanting to make an impact, I focused on that purpose to give me my grit and my resilience and my strength. And while I share with you my life story, I want you to know that a lot of the messages that Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj mentioned 350 years ago still resonate today in 2024. His messages on having a warrior mindset, on being a warrior of love, still resonate today. And because of my parents, how they raised me, they raised me with so much confidence and resilience that nobody's opinion at Miss World America that, oh, she's just an Indian contestant, let's just give her top 5 or top 10. Nobody's opinion at Miss World America, and no matter what the challenges I went through shook me to my core, because I knew that as long as I gave my best, and sometimes, being the only Indian in the room, you have to be 10 times better to get, half of the award that might be presented in that room. So I just said, I just want to be of maximum service I can be before I go to Miss World America. So every contestant at Miss World America comes with a charitable cause. Miss World is the biggest philanthropy pageant. It has raised over $1.3 billion. 1.3 billion for thousands of charities. So every contestant comes to Miss World advocating for a cause. For me, my cause was heart health, because I'm one of the youngest pacemaker recipients in the world. At age 12, I had open heart surgery for a pacemaker implant. Just 2 years ago, my pacemaker battery died. So the doctors had to open me back up and put a new pacemaker, and I requested my cardiologist if I could keep that machine, so I have my old pacemaker in my room. But when I was 12 years old, I was told that I could never dance again, that I could not live an active lifestyle, that I could not do physical support, so it really hindered my self-esteem. But my mom has always surrounded my room and my living room with so many inspiring quotes. She would always have BK Sister Shivani on. She would have pastors like Joel Osteen. I grew up reading books by Dale Carnegie, Dr. Joe Dispenza, Mel Robbins, Tony Robbins. Starting 4th grade, I started journaling about resilience and and kindness. And I started learning about these heroes, not just American heroes, but Indian heroes. And I watched movies like Tare Zameen Par, Three Idiots, and so many Indian movies inspired me to never let go of that hope. And it always reminded me, just like Vijayji just mentioned, that everyone's journey is hard. So I had to fully accept that I was going to be a heart patient for the rest of my life. I had to fully accept the fact that I will have 8 to 10 heart surgeries in my lifetime. And I had to fully accept the fact that, yes, I might get tired easily, but I'm not gonna let that heart condition be the only thing that people define me from. I'm going to be defined by my resilience and the choices that I make. So those are my 3 steps when it comes to being a warrior. Being a warrior starts with being resilient. And resiliency comes when you fully accept whatever may be happening in your life, so full acceptance of your present time circumstances. Second step is asking yourself, what am I gonna do about it? Am I going to let this situation define me, or am I going to define myself through my responses? So I responded with resiliency. The third step to being resilient is having utmost gratitude. Even so, a few years ago, when I was 20 years old, I was in a car accident. It was a rollover car accident up in Washington. It snows a lot in Washington, central Washington, not Seattle. So I grew up in central Washington. And my car slid and rolled over several times in a ditch, and the windshield of the car fell on my face. And you guys saw a little glimpse of the pain I went through, but I even showed Ruhi my entire album of pictures of every day I had to take pictures of my front face and then side face to see how my face was recovering. So in that moment, I listened to so many tapes. I filled my room up with movies, with any sense of motivation I could to continue having resilience. Was my only mantra that I had. My only goal at that time was, how am I gonna heal? I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna have a victim mentality, like, why me, poor me? No. I always tell my contestants at Miss World America, you're too much of a baddie to be a saddie. So I will never allow even the fact that I couldn't even recognize myself in the mirror hinder me in my pursuit of hopefully becoming a Miss World America one day and becoming a Miss World. So just that purpose at age 5 helped me to overcome that challenge of having heart surgery. I even once had a seizure backstage at Miss World America 4 years ago, so I had to wait 4 more years so that I could recompete. And so I just want to remind you all to stay a warrior of love by choosing resilience on day-to-day basis, because you might not have the challenges that I had of having a pacemaker or being a heart patient, but every single day we are tested in every conversation, in every interaction. Our kindness is tested, our judgment is tested, our patience is tested. So in that moment, we have to take a pause and ask ourselves, am I going to be loving in this response? Am I going to be patient? And I truly believe that charity begins at home. It's by being the kindest daughter you can be, the kindest wife, the most thoughtful husband, the most caring coworker, and then you go on outside of your house and you serve your community. So that is something that I shared at Miss World. I think they noticed my authenticity. They noticed the uniqueness that I had with not just representing one charity project, but representing 100 different charity projects. There's actually a video on YouTube that every single Miss World contestant has to make about her charity cause. And I ended up making a charity room in my room called Beauty with a Purpose that has over like 800 certificates and letters from teachers, professors, just recognizing the work that I had done to quantify, yes, I have done 302 service projects, and yes, this is the physical representation of that room. So I'm so honored that 20 years later, despite those challenges, I kept on to the purpose, focused on the teachings of my mentors. And I just want to leave you all inspired and encouraged to be a warrior by choosing resilience and choosing kindness. Because to be honest, it takes a lot of courage to love. This, in a world that people find it to be cool to care less. I want to be someone who couldn't care more. I want to be someone who is that reliable friend that you can call in times of need. I want to be someone who does give the gift of time, attention. I don't want my legacy just to be known as a Miss World runner-up or a Miss World America. I want my legacy of being a good human being, a good friend. And even at Miss World, they always ask you 2 questions at Miss World. I will share those private questions in this room. So those 2 questions are, who are you and why are you here? That is all that they ask at Miss World interview. So when they asked me who I am, I said I am the daughter of the most incredible God. I'm the daughter of the most loving parents, and I pride myself most of being a thoughtful friend, because I think being a thoughtful friend is the greatest title that I want to be remembered by, not by being a Miss America or Miss Washington, because if we truly care about service, it starts from being a kinder version of ourselves. So that is what I learned when I was reading about Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, that he was a warrior, and I want us to all to live his legacy by being a warrior of love, starting with being resilient and filling our cup up with mentors, and then going out, not just in our community, but focusing on how we can be a more loving and kinder version of ourselves. So thank you so much for listening and being such an attentive audience.